What's up guys, my name is Spenny, and in today's video we need to talk about Hyliion. This stock has dropped like 25% in just the last week, and in today's video I'm going to be exposing the truth to why that has been happening. Okay, so before we get into this video, if I could ask you guys to drop a like on the video and comment down below what you think is going to happen with Hyliion stock over this next week, whether you think the stock is currently undervalued or overvalued. I want to hear what you guys think of Hyliion at today's valuation of $39 and whether you're buying or selling at this current price. Okay, so this video is going to get really real. I'm going to be calling people out on these Hyliion predictions of the stock was going to go to $60 to $90 post-merger. But before I start doing that, let's take a look at the 6-month chart and see what the stock has been doing. Okay, so just in June, the stock was trading at $10, shot up to $31, and then traded sideways for a while, all the way to August 12th, and then proceeded to climb all the way to $55 by September 2nd. Since then, it's kind of been on a downward trend, and then on September 24th, it spiked to another $53 near high, and then it's climbed back down to $39 in just the last week. Okay, so you want to know why Hyliion has been dropping? Well, here's the truth. I have seen countless YouTubers and people commenting in videos saying that Hyliion was going to shoot up to $60 to $90 a share post-merger. Now, I believe that most people in these comments saying this has been heavily influenced by YouTubers overly hyping the stock, either just to get views or because they really don't know what they're talking about and they actually did think the stock was going to go to $90 post-merger. I'm going to give these YouTubers the benefit of the doubt that they actually did believe that the stock was going to go to $90 and they weren't just making these hyped up videos for views. So let me explain to you why that was never going to happen in Hyliion's case. You see, these YouTubers and people believed Hyliion was going to go to $90 post-merger just because they were going to be their own company trading under the ticker symbol HYLN. Nothing fundamentally has changed in the company, it's just that they weren't trading under Tortoise Acquisition Company anymore. That is the main reason. This isn't a good reason to assume the stock is just going to double in price. This logic never made sense at all to me, and I've been scratching my head at these YouTubers ever since they've been making these price predictions. I really thought this was just common knowledge, especially under people who make videos on YouTube talking about stocks. You would think they would understand this. So let me explain how news works in the stock market. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys the best example that I can think of that'll make this make more sense. So let's imagine a company like Apple. Let's say Apple today announces an amazing iPhone that's going to be released on November 1st. We all know that the stock is going to shoot up today based on that news. The reason why that is because the stock market is already going to price in that product because it's expecting it to come to market. So on November 1st, Apple shares won't likely continue to rise unless they exceed expectations on that day the product comes to public. Say if they said, oh, this product is capable of these abilities also, and we're gonna make more revenue because of these reasons. Now expectations are exceeded and the stock continues to go up. Now don't get me wrong, the odd time the stock will continue to rise briefly after the product comes to market, or in Hyliion's case, the merger is completed. But imagine if the stock market was this easy. A company announces big news, and then you can just invest in that company after this announcement, make a ton of money, and then sell. If it was that easy, every single person would be a millionaire in the stock market. It's not that easy though. You need to be investing in a company before the news is announced to actually make the gains on it. This is quite common knowledge amongst advanced investors, and not even advanced investors. Pretty intermediate, almost beginner investors know this knowledge. I don't know why YouTubers don't know that. In Hyliion's case, they announced a merger. Expectations weren't gonna be beat. There was nothing fundamentally changed in the business. And we saw the stock price shoot up on that news. That means it's already priced in the merger. When the merger actually takes place, it has no reason to go further. I hope that concept makes sense to you. Now, of course, there's always exceptions, and sometimes you will see the stock price continue to rise after the event takes place. These are rare circumstances and is just completely gambling. So now that we're post-merger with Hyliion, we've seen this 25% dip. We're trading at $39 now. You're probably wondering, okay, well, if you are right, what happens with the stock now? Well, that's hard to say. A 25% drop is pretty good, but let's be real, Hyliion is still extremely overvalued and has very minimal sales. So this stock could easily retrace to the $20 range without a doubt. However, on the flip side, this stock has massive potential and will one day probably make a ton of revenue. So it wouldn't be surprising to see where Hyliion scores some big contracts with companies. And if news like that happens, then yes, Hyliion stock will shoot up on that news. So it's impossible to predict what way the stock is going right now. The way it goes up is based on good news. If no news happens, you'll see the stock go down because Hyliion stock is not going to consolidate in the $40 range based on current fundamentals. Now these fundamentals can change if they get some big solid contracts that guarantee future revenue. So just understand, when you're investing into Hyliion, yes, there's a good chance the stock could double any day because it's extremely volatile, it's driven by news, but on the flip side of that, it could easily lose half of its value because it is driven on news, and if there is no news, then it just is going to continue to go on a downward trend. But for a lot of you guys who are expecting Hyliion to hit $90 a share post-merger for no reason other than it merging, that is just not the way to invest in the stock market. And I hope my previous explanation explains why that makes absolutely no logical or fundamental sense. So, key takeaways in this video. When news is announced, the stock market shoots up and it's already pricing in that news. The day the event is expected to take place, whether that's a merger or a product coming to market, just remember it's already been priced into the market and there's no guarantee it will continue to go up. But there are exceptions. In some circumstances, they might exceed expectations with that product and it'll continue to go up. And also the market is just unpredictable and it can go up because it feels like it. But if investing was that simple that you could invest in after news is announced and make a ton of money, like I said, everybody be millionaires. That's not the way the stock market works. Now, I hope this wasn't too pessimistic for you guys. I do like Hyliion as a company. They have an amazing CEO. He's a billionaire at 28 years old. And this company could definitely very well be a leader in the electric market in the future. So I'm by no means knocking Hyliion. I'm just knocking the people that have made these outrageous stock predictions based on complete BS, to be quite frank. So I'm really not trying to knock Hyliion. I do like this EV stock, probably more than any other EV stock, excluding Tesla. Tesla is my favorite. Second to that is Hyliion. So I'm really not trying to discourage investors. This could be a good buy, whether it's right now or if it dips further, it could be a good buy. I would consider investing this in myself if I saw this stock continue to dip. That's all I have for this video. If you guys found it informative, please drop a like on it, comment down below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And I'm sorry to the big Hyliion fans if this is too pessimistic for you, but I'm trying to preach a little bit of reality here and not just overly hype a stock. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.